Hello, I'm Dr. Hassan, and I'm here to answer some of our patients' questions that they've had regarding the recent COVID pandemic and regarding telehealth visits. The next question we get asked very commonly is regarding telehealth visits, what they are and why we are advocating their use now more than before. Telehealth visits are simply exactly like we're communicating right now. I'm talking to you right now through my own computer screen, the same as I would with a telehealth patient. This allows us to provide patients with the same care that they normally would have without being exposed to potential patients with COVID-19 infections. Telehealth cases are managed the exact same way as in-person visits and in-person patients. I'm able to prescribe you medications the same way as I normally would. We can still order labs to be done through our lab here. Patients would normally come in, for example, the same day or the following day to have their labs done. Referrals can be placed in normally. They can basically see me, any of the nurse practitioners in our office. They can speak with our pharmacist. They can speak with our behavioral health therapist. All manners of visits can be done that way very safely and very effectively. If ever anything cannot be done through telehealth, these appointments can always be switched to in-person visits, which can be later done on a normal day. Although this doesn't happen very often. The following message I have for our medical providers. I was asked to provide some input regarding how we were able to improve our telehealth numbers here in East Chicago. And I think the answer is pretty simple. Patients in general are concerned about their health and the health of their families and the health of others, rightly so. And when it is explained to them that the appointments are scheduled this way for their own safety, I think a lot of people are very understanding. Oftentimes, patients don't really understand their own risk for contracting COVID-19 and their own risk for complications. And this risk is better assessed by a trained medical provider. For example, our diabetic patients, our hypertensive patients, patients with obesity, kidney disease, etc. When patients are explained the nature of telehealth visits and how effectively it can be used to provide them care and provide their medications, get their labs, etc., they're very welcome and very opening to change. And the other thing to keep in mind is we, as medical providers, are the gatekeepers. Sometimes patients will just out of force of habit refuse telehealth as this new thing that they're not used to. They're just used to seeing their provider, and sometimes they just need someone to listen to them and to explain to them. Here in East Chicago, we try to do it as a team effort. So our PSRs up front will speak with the patients initially, try to explain the procedure, why we're doing it. Um, if that doesn't work, sometimes I will have one of our care team nurses speak with the patient, explain to them why I believe that their risk for COVID-19 complications is higher than the average person, and why, based on that, I think it might be a good idea for them to be seen on telehealth. And occasionally, I will have to speak with one of the patients myself to relay that message. If a patient is adamant about being seen in person, at the end of the day, our goal here is to make sure that everyone has access to care and that they can be treated with dignity and respect and have all their medical care needs met. Although it's extremely rare, from my short experience dealing with this since the pandemic started, it's very rare that someone, after being given enough time to express themselves and explain why they want to be seen in person and listen to my point of view, it's very rare that they would continue to refuse advice given to them by a medical provider who's acting or trying to act in their best interest. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you and have a nice day.